All right. So this is the sixth episode of the salad series, and I think this one is going to be a fun episode because it's all about getting really creative. It's called Desi Salads, and we shall talk a little bit about the existing salads that we have in Indian cuisine, which are a few, and then we'll talk about how you can make your own desi salads. Nothing stopping us from doing that, right? So because we've learned all about how to build a salad, we've learned all about salad dressings, we've learned all about the greens that we can use in salads. So let us combine all that together and make our own desi salad combinations. And I'll be showing you some pictures on my iPad, the ones that I have created already, because this is not a demo session. So you'll be able to see some of the pictures and get some inspiration from what I've already made. So let's take a look at what salads already exist in Indian cuisine, right? The first one is kachumbar, which everybody is aware of. It's basically a mix of cucumber, onion, tomato, and some lime juice, salt, a little bit of red chili powder, and some communities prefer to add a little bit of sugar, and some don't. So this is basically what it is. And so there's also this kind of a green salad that is served in restaurants, and like a basic green salad. So if you can see, that's how it looks like. So that's just cucumber and one second. What I'm going to do is, sorry for the interruption, I'm just going to turn off comments for now, because some people feel that half the screen gets covered and you can't see stuff. But keep leaving your questions, etc. Towards the end of the session, I will turn back the comments and check all your comments and respond to them, especially if there are any relevant questions to this episode. Okay, so I'm just going to turn off comments for now. Okay. So I was talking about this salad that's usually served in restaurants, which is just, especially in Indian restaurants, as a part of like a side to the meal, which is just cucumbers, sometimes radish, carrot, onion, and some green chilies, and served with a slice of lemon or lime, right? So this is like you've got to just put your own lime juice and a pinch of salt, and that's your salad. The other interesting salad that's there in South, and also maybe in some parts of Maharashtra as well, is something called kosumbari. And this is also completely raw, even though it has moong dal. The moong dal, the yellow skinned moong dal, is just soaked for an hour or so and then drained. And because moong dal is so delicate, just soaking it makes it soft enough to eat. And then it's combined with finely chopped or grated cucumber, some fresh coconut, and there is a tadka of maybe mustard seeds, jeera, some green chilies, and some lime juice and salt. So in this, you can also add carrots, you can add pomegranate, you can literally, I made a version of this in my cookbook, The Everyday Healthy Vegetarian. I'll show you a picture of this one. And you can add a little bit of everything along with the moong dal. And this is called the bejeweled salad in my book. So this is also got, yeah, you can also add a bit of raw mango, cucumber, pomegranate, and I hope you can all see this. There's a bit of glare because of the window, but that's what it is. So that is the second Indian salad. In Maharashtrian cuisine, there's another cucumber salad called khamang kakdi, which is one of my favorites. And I have written about it on my blog. I've also written about it in my column in Lounge. And I shall be sharing a link to that in my stories. So that's just got lots more flavor by way of peanuts, coconut, some green chilies, cumin, etc. And that salad is like literally one of my favorite things to make with cucumber, and it's absolutely delicious to eat by itself as a meal too. And then we also spoke about the Indian restaurant salad, right? The green salad. And then you can also consider this fruit chaat as a salad, because it's just chopped up seasonal fruits tossed with some chaat masala, some lime juice, right? So that's another kind of an Indian salad. So these are the ones that already exist. I'm sure there are a few more in cuisines that I haven't explored, or some of them are along the similar lines, different variations on your kosumbari or variations on the kachumbar. So these are what exist. The other things that can also be called a salad is raita, because after all it's just raw vegetables and mostly, and you can consider the yogurt and the tadka if you're using a tadka, or the spices as a dressing. So if you had to call this a salad, you would call this like a cucumber in a yogurt dressing kind of salad. So all kinds of raitas, be it your pineapple, cucumber, tomato, onion, everything could fall under this category, right? The second thing which qualifies as a salad, in my opinion, of course, are things like poriyal, which is in Tamil cuisine. We just steam chopped beans or chopped carrots or chopped cabbage or any of these vegetables, and it's just a very simple coconut oil, mustard seeds, urad dal, some red chilies, and in some communities they prefer to add some shallots and garlic as well. All that goes into the tempering, and then you just put in the steamed veggies, quick toss, and coconut, of course, and that's it. Because there's no other masala as such that's used, and this is just lightly steamed, so this could fall in the category of a warm salad. Okay. And the other thing which also I would like to talk about is sundal, again in Tamil cuisine, where we make this steamed dals like chana dal, or sometimes peanuts, or even boiled rajma, boiled chickpeas, kabuli chana, etc., which is tossed in curry leaves and mustard seeds, cumin, and some red chilies, and that's had as a snack, or it's also served as a prasad during Navratri days, etc. So yeah. So the sundal also qualifies as a warm salad. You can also go ahead and add some greens to it to make it add a little more variety and color to it. So there's raita, there's poriyal, there is sundal. In all these, the tadka is pretty much like a dressing. There's oil, there are spices. Of course, we are not using the tangy element that a dressing must have. But apart from that, it pretty much has all the things that we need to add to a dressing. A flavor punch in terms of hing, or green chilies, or garlic, or shallots, right? So those are the other Indian dishes that could qualify as a salad, even though you would not call them as a salad, but they have all the makings of a salad. Okay. um, so now let's come to if you revisit episode 1, where I talked about the basics of building a salad, right? The basic categories, which is greens, carbs, protein, crunch, color, and some gourmet ingredient. So in that, if you look at a salad, an Indian salad, a perfect example is something like a bhel puri. It has greens. You can look at greens the way the chutney is, or the coriander. The carb portion is the kurmura, or the puffed rice. The color comes from tomatoes, it comes from onions, again coriander. Protein, you have peanuts, of course, not too much protein. This is, after all, a chart, and it's not like a health food. So there are peanuts, and crunch, of course, comes from the puris and the save and all the other crunchy elements. So if you look at it, and the dressings, of course, has all the flavors of sweet, salty, sour, spicy by way of the chutneys. So this is like your perfect example, and now you can create your own Indian salads using this table. So let me quickly take you through the different components. So the first component we looked at was greens. So what all Indian greens can you use? So if you saw my Instagram post of today, that salad used actually only methi leaves. There were no lettuce leaves or no other fancy greens. So methi, just pick out the tender leaves, wash them well, dry it well, and then use it in your salad. Amaranth or chauli, that's the second thing. Then mooli leaves, you can chop it finely or bite-sized pieces and use that. Then even moringa leaves, you can steam and use it. So whatever greens you get access to, follow the simple rule. If it's tender, you can use it as it is. And if it is slightly tough, like your mature palak or something, make sure you either steam it wilt it, saute it, and then add it to your salad. Okay. The second component was the carbs, and in that we can add things like brown rice or red rice. We can add barley, amaranth, millets, variety of millets, old rotis. Like in my Instagram post, I used up old ragi rotis which were cut into strips and then baked in the oven until they were crisp. So it was also the carb component and also the crunchy component. Similarly, you can crisp up any kind of rotis and use that. You can even there are a lot of Italian salads that make use of stale bread, so you can just crush you can just tear pieces of stale pav and toss it in all kinds of ingredients and dressing, and it will taste amazing because it will absorb all the excess dressing. So I'm just going to show you a couple of salads here. So there's this on my blog. There is this salad called the Indian salad platter. So this one has red rice. It has tomatoes. It has coriander, mango, of course when mango is in season, cucumber, coconut, and it's got a dressing which is coconut oil and some tadka of curry leaves, red chilies, mustard seeds, cumin, etc. And there's also podi, which is the idli and dosa gunpowder. So when everything gets mixed together, you may think this is odd, but when you mix it and eat it, you realize that it just has amazing flavor. And for example, in this, I have just used sprouted methi seeds, because you don't always get fresh bean sprouts and those things. So you can just soak methi seeds for a couple of days and then tie it up in a cloth and let it sprout and use that. And no, the sprouted methi actually loses all the bitterness. It's very, very mildly bitter. It actually adds a nice flavor to your salad. So this was the kachumbar that I was talking about. It's just onions, cucumber, tomatoes, coriander, lime juice, red chili powder, and salt. Again, you can make this fancier by adding some other ingredients like nuts for crunch. You can toss this along with stale bread to make like a meal by itself. So there are endless possibilities. Okay. And this was the salad I was talking to you about, where I used ragi chapati, which was cut into strips and baked in the oven. And then it's just methi, carrot, cucumber, and there's some microgreens because I had it at home. Otherwise, totally you can skip it because you don't have it all the time. Then peanuts, then like some coconut slices, and the dressing. Okay, I think, yeah. So the dressing had, this was inspired by the bhakri, which is usually had with this garlicky red chili chutney. So this had red chili powder, salt, jaggery, tamarind paste, garlic, all this mashed in the mortar pestle with some peanut oil. And that made for the most delicious dressing. I mean, you have to try it to believe it, how good it tasted. Like you could just eat the dressing on its own. So yeah, so this is how it looks like when it's done. You can also totally put this in the mixer jar and grind this whole thing. And I'm coming to the Indian inspired dressings now, so you'll get a more like a better idea on how to mix all that up together. Okay. So we talked about greens, we talked about the carbs in Indian salads. What about color? What colorful ingredients can we add? Pomegranate, totally we can. Things like falsa berries, which are very seasonal, but when you find them, you can add things like Cape gooseberries, again very seasonal, but whenever it's available, do use it in the salad. Beetroot boiled and chopped into small pieces. Red chilies sliced or soaked and made into a paste, for the dressing. Tomatoes, both cherry or the regular tomatoes, but make sure if you're using regular tomatoes, de-seed it and don't mix it with the dressing initially, because that tends to, the salt in the dressing will pull out all the water in the tomato and your salad will become really soggy. So don't mix it right at the beginning. Okay. And so just think of any colorful ingredients. Carrots, there's purple cabbage, like literally whatever is available in season in the market, you can go ahead and use it. Okay. Then protein, very important, always ignored, but it's always good to add some protein to your salad. Paneer actually tops the list because it's easily available and it's mild in flavor, so you can literally add any flavor to it and it'll catch it on, and it goes with everything. Okay, so you can marinate it in this, like this paste I showed you, and then grill it for 2 minutes on the pan then chop it into small pieces and use it. Or you can even use it plain, and the flavors of the dressing will go around it, and you'll get a nice flavor when you eat it. Then, of course, the whole variety of legumes: black chana, Kabuli chana, lobia, rajma, whole masoor dal. All of these can be cooked. But when you cook these legumes for salads, just make sure that you don't overcook them like you would for a curry, like a rajma or a chole masala, where you want it to be crumbly. You want these to retain their shape, otherwise it'll just get completely mushed up in the salad. So just take care of the cooking time. And smaller legumes like masoor dal, I prefer to soak and cook it on the stove top, because it takes like 15-20 minutes, and in the cooker it may just get overcooked immediately. Okay. Also, boiled egg, moong sprouts, methi sprouts, all these can come in your protein component. You can just open your kitchen, cabinet, and see what is available and soak it. And these you can bulk cook for like 2-3 salads, and keep it in your fridge and use as much as you require, because this chana and stuff, you can't really start cooking when you think of making a salad. So it's always good to have some in the fridge, any one or two, either a black eyed peas like lobia or rajma or anything. Then the crunch component, here's where it gets interesting. Even in a Jamie Oliver video, I've actually seen him crush papad and put in a salad, saying this is a great crunch. So why should we shy from using our crispy, crunchy things? And yeah, because this is a healthy thing, but adding a tiny bit of crunch, even if it is a fried component, it's going to make it so much more fun, and make eating your vegetables so much more easier. So then why not, right? So okay, let's start with the crunch. There's chicky, praline in culinary terms, and just crush chicky and add it to a salad, and trust me, it just elevates the salad to another level, because the sweet, and there's crunchy, and it's just amazing. So don't keep bigger pieces, just make it into smaller pieces. Any nut, chicky is fine, peanut or any other walnut or whatever you have. In fact, you can even, if you are a little bit interested, you can even candy these nuts, make a caramel, put some toasted nuts in that, and then just flatten it out on a paper, and then break it into pieces and add it to your salad, especially if you're making a salad for a party or something. God knows when we'll have a party ever, but yeah, whenever that happens. Things like khakra. In fact, you can load up your whole salad on a khakra and eat it, and it's a lot of fun that way. Like I said, baked rotis, any leftover rotis can be baked in the oven, and cut into pieces first. Toss it in a little bit of oil and whatever spices and herbs you want, and then bake it for like 7, 8, 9 minutes depending on your oven temperature, and let it cool. It'll turn crisper after cooling, and then add it. Add it towards the end, because again, if you add it in the beginning, it'll get soggy. And all these things. So just think, what is the crunchy element? The crunchy roasted peanuts, that also works. So just see whatever crunchy stuff you have at home, go ahead and add that. Okay, so we looked at greens, carbs, color, protein, and crunch, right? So if you're thinking Indian salad, think of all the Indian ingredients you can add in these components, and do any kind of mix and match, and you're going to have a totally terrific Indian salad. And let's look at the dressing options now, where Indian oils are like so flavorful, as the Italians or the Europeans would treat their extra virgin olive oil. So coconut oil, mustard oil, gingerly oil, which is used in the south, all these are so flavorful. So make sure you use part of this in your dressing, not the whole of it, because then that flavor will just overpower the whole salad. So use a neutral flavored oil like sunflower, and then maybe one part the flavored oil and 2 parts of neutral oil, and use that as your base for the dressing. And then the salty component, of course, you can add salt. And the sour component, we have endless number of sour foods in our cuisine. Think raw mango, lime. You can grate a raw mango for the tanginess, lime juice, tomatoes, which can be crushed, cooked, or made into a paste, and you can use tomato paste, tamarind again, and kokum. Then any kind of local vinegars, like Goa has its own vinegar, Coorg has its own vinegar. So go ahead and use those vinegars instead of using wine vinegar or rice vinegar, that kind of thing. In sweet, again, the sweet component of dressing, like if you revise or if you go through the previous episode, I spoke about the different components of a dressing. One, of course, is the base oil, and then there's this, a salty, sour, sweet, and spicy components. So we looked at salty, we looked at sour. In sweet, you can think of jaggery, like I used in the dressing that I showed you, crushed with garlic and red chili powder, tamarind, etc. So jaggery as a whole, grated or ground in the mixer to make the dressing, or you have liquid jaggery, you can use that instead of honey. You can use honey itself. Then a lot of Indian sweet condiments like chunda or murabba, which are the equivalent of fruit preserves, you can melt a little bit in the microwave so that it becomes a bit liquid, and then you can toss it along with your dressing. So that will also bring in a lot of the other flavors that are already existing in that pickle, right? So that's the thing. Then palm sugar in sweet. And then in the spice, the black pepper and chilies and red chili powder are the usual suspects. But the other very interesting thing you can add in this is the pickle oil. So it has that flavor of the pickle, it has the flavor of the chilies, it has salt, and it just has a lot of flavor. So use a couple of teaspoons of the pickle oil in the dressing itself, adds a ton of flavor. Then in the flavor punch component, where I have asked you to choose just one or two elements and not add a whole bunch of different clashing flavors, things like grated garlic, grated ginger, a bit of hing, especially if you're using a tadka kind of a dressing, a huge amount of flavor comes from hing. Then things like mustard chili paste, things like kashundi, which is the Bengali mustard condiment. So a lot of things. So literally, all I want to say is there are so many options. Just because we don't have any very popular, like Niswa salad, Caesar salad, Russian salad, we don't have those kind of very iconic Indian salads. You can always create your own, and it's this such a blank canvas. You can add whatever you like and make your own kind of salads. Uh, Certain other things like the sun dried mor molaga that we call it in Tamil, which is just chilies which are soaked in buttermilk and sun dried for a few days, intensely flavorful. So you just crush that and add it to your salad as the topping. Just an amazing flavor. Toasted sesame seeds, again, you have in every Indian kitchen. Add that as your salad topping. Uh, any kind of toasted nuts which are crushed right from peanuts. Add a lot of flavor, they add crunch. Even things like our sun dried berries, which we use in Tamil cuisine, we use a few, but I'm sure every community has their own sun dried stuff. So sun dried elements usually have a lot of flavor as it gets concentrated as it dries out. So just fry those and crush it and add it. I mean, you might not think of it, but when you add it and you realize that, it just gives an amazing flavor. Okay. And then what else? Am I missing something? Let me switch on the comments now. Okay. I'm just going to see if I showed you all the pictures that I had kept for you. And yeah, this one. So see, this is something called begun pora. It's in Bengali cuisine. It's a roasted eggplant with some chopped onion, chopped tomato. There's coriander, chilies, and a lot of mustard oil. So literally, this also qualifies as a salad because other than the roasted eggplant, everything is raw. And so just think of it this way, that there's no limits to what you can actually make or call as a salad. This one is just boiled peanuts, and it's got some leaves and flowers from my garden, but topped with sesame seeds. So don't limit yourself and see, like things like corn. Just see whatever is in season and whatever you find in the market, and don't just wait for that perfect head of lettuce to start making your salad. If you open your fridge today, I'm sure you'll find something inspiring, and make something and tag me and show me what you've made from what we've talked today. I think like our Indian cuisine is so rich in all kinds of produce that there's no stopping us. We can create any kind of salad we like. And the good thing about salad is that there's nothing like, okay, this is the only salad you can make and this is the recipe. It's so fluid and flexible. You can just make it your own. You create your own recipes, right? That's what this whole series is about. I'm not here to teach you recipes. I'm just here to tell you that you can create all these different kinds of combinations. I'm looking for your questions. I'm not finding any things here. Uh, if you have any questions related to this episode or the previous episodes, please ask me because I have finished on time, and I was hoping to keep this just 4 to 4:30, so everybody can get on with their day. And let me just check. Dhruv, Bon, when you're asking me what's the name of this dish, I don't know which one you're talking about. Shubhamita Dar, very inspiring time to open the kitchen cabinet and make something interesting. Yes, please do. Flavor and train. Flavor. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not getting your handle right, but I'm just reading out your comment. I made sun-dried tomatoes at home, sliced tomatoes, de-seeded them, drizzled olive oil and sprinkled sea salt, and baked in the oven for 5 hours at 100 degrees. Yeah, you can make it at home. And especially if you have sunny days, you can avoid turning on the oven. You can make it in the sun. Lay by says, awesome. I'm going to go back and watch the rest of the series. Thank you. Very happy to see someone talking about Indian salads and using local materials. Yay, that's lovely to hear. Stills by Rohit, can we use sesame seed oil in salad? Absolutely, you can. That's what I said. But any very strongly flavored oils, don't use that as the entire portion of the dressing. If you need 3 tablespoons oil, you use 1 tablespoon of the strongly flavored oil and 2 of neutral like rice bran or sunflower. So it just doesn't overpower the whole salad, okay? Larry2322, yes, my cookbook is called The Everyday Healthy Vegetarian, and you should be able to find it on Kindle. Please let me know if you can't, and I'll ask my publishers if, what's the best way to get it in Canada. Medha Oka, quintessentially Maharashtrian meal, has either Koshambir or Pachadi, and it's a place we explore every day, so thanks a lot. Can you give a quick recipe for raw papaya? Yeah, Medha. So I think raw papaya, you can grate it or shave it using a peeler into thin strips. And I prefer to, marinate it in some lime juice, salt, and massage it well so that it cooks a bit. Otherwise, it can be a bit too raw. Or you can use a julienne peeler and make it into noodles like they do in the Southeast Asian or Vietnamese salads. And then I think our peanuts and lime juice and chilies, a pinch of sugar, salt, and that coriander works great. Just keep it simple and let the raw papaya be the central ingredient. Dhruti Bon Vivant, yeah, you can mix oil and apple cider vinegar. No harm at all because a dressing has to have an oil and a vinegar or any other tangy component. So that could be a tangy component. Lay by E questions, what is the sun-dried chilies called? So that is called Mor Molaga, and the Bengali paste that I was talking about is Kashundi. Dhatri Padegal, do you fry the curd chilies and crush them? So I have a little trick. I just take 1 drop of ghee and I rub it on the chili, the sun-dried chili of course, and I put it in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds. It gets fried, as good as fried, really crisp, and then I crush it and I add it. Okay. Okay, flavor and entertain. Okay, got it. I'm so sorry. The font is so small and I just find it difficult to read some handles that, I'm not familiar with. So then I wonder what it is. I'm going to make avocado, plum, and baked butternut squash. What vinaigrette do you suggest? See, plum is quite flavorsome. I think I would just keep it simple with, some extra virgin olive oil and maybe some sweet I would add some honey to highlight the sweet flavors of the plum because plum is sweet but also tart and not overly sweet like a mango. So, honey and, because it's avocado, I would like to add some chili flakes as well. So maybe that. Le Bhai, my name is Nandita. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself in the beginning. Stills by Rohit. Love the apple and green apple and coriander chutney recipe from your book. Thank you so much. Yes. Dhruti, I answered your question. The olive oil and apple cider, yeah, you can mix it. It's you please you should check out my dressing episode, which is the previous episode. I've discussed in complete detail what to mix with what to make the perfect dressing. Yes, it will make a good emulsion. There's nothing like which vinegar is strong or not strong. It each depends on the brew, how sour the vinegar batch is. So you just have to go by taste. There's in dressing, it's always taste, taste, taste. You can't just say anything by seeing or just taste it and you'll know how it is. Fuljadi, curd chilies, where can we find? Please mention the link or spelling. Okay, I shall share this in my stories. Maharashtrians have something called Sandagi Mirchi. Yes, it's the very similar thing. You can absolutely use that. It is very similar. Okay. So I think I'm closing up. It's 4:30 and we are on time. I'm very happy that we wrapped up on time. And for those who just tuned into this episode, we have lots of ground covered in episode 1 to 5. So go check that out. And we still have a lot to go because we have 8 more episodes to come. And in each, we'll discuss one topic and, go into detail in that. So I hope you got inspired to try something out. Make your own salad, something using Indian ingredients. And yeah, so I think I shall end this session here. And everything will, those of you who just tuned in, this will be saved to IGTV, and so are all the other episodes. So you can watch it at your leisure, and it's always going to be there. So you can go back, refer, and write down the points which you feel are relevant to you. And yes. So nice. I hope you all have a nice long weekend, whatever is left of it, 2 days, and have a nice time. And see you. Bye bye.